We all want to stay sharp as we get older. Right. We want our memories to be clear, our thoughts to be quick, and our brains to feel as vibrant as we do. It can be incredibly frustrating, even scary, when you feel like your memory isn't quite what it used to be, or when you struggle to recall a name or a fact that used to be right there on the tip of your tongue. You might worry about what the future holds, or look for ways to give your brain a helping hand. Many of us turn to vitamins and supplements, hoping they hold the key to keeping our minds healthy. We see promises on labels and hear good things from friends or online, and it feels like a proactive step, a way to take control. But what if something you're taking with the best intentions, something widely believed to be beneficial, could actually be causing harm? What if a popular vitamin, one you might be taking right now, isn't the brain booster you thought it was, but is actually increasing certain risks as you age? It sounds shocking. I know. We've been told for years that certain vitamins are essential, and that more is often better, especially when it comes to protecting ourselves from the effects of aging. But the science is always evolving. And sometimes, what we thought was a golden rule turns out to be a bit more complicated, especially for those of us over 60. In this video, we're going to look at a surprising warning about a vitamin many people take, understand why the risks might outweigh the perceived benefits for seniors, and talk about what you can do about it. It's about being informed and making the best choices for your health. Watch to the end for important information you need to know. Now, let's talk about this vitamin that might not be the brain health ally you thought it was. The vitamin we're talking about today, the one that comes with a surprising warning for seniors, is vitamin E. For years, vitamin E has been praised for its antioxidant properties. You've likely heard about antioxidants, those wonderful compounds found in colorful fruits and vegetables that help protect our cells from damage caused by things called free radicals. This damage, often referred to as oxidative stress, has been linked to aging and many chronic diseases, including those affecting the brain. Because of this, vitamin E, being a fat-soluble antioxidant, became very popular. The thinking was, if oxidative stress contributes to age-related brain decline, then taking extra vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant, would help shield your brain cells and keep them healthy and functioning longer. It sounded logical, didn't it? And this idea really took hold. People started taking vitamin E supplements in hopes of everything from preventing heart disease to boosting their memory and warding off conditions like Alzheimer's. You might have seen it marketed specifically for heart health or cognitive function, or simply taken a multivitamin that includes it. It felt like a simple, natural way to protect yourself as you got older. And, for a time, early studies seemed promising, at least in theory, or showed benefits for specific, sometimes narrow, conditions. However, as researchers continue to study vitamin E, particularly in the form of supplements and at the higher doses often found in those supplements, a more complex picture started to emerge. It turns out that the way nutrients behave when isolated and concentrated in a pill can be very different from how they work when consumed as part of a whole food, surrounded by hundreds of other beneficial compounds. And, importantly, the body's needs and how it processes vitamins can change as we age. What might be harmless or even beneficial for a younger person, or when obtained from food, might not be the case for someone over 60 taking high-dose supplements. One of the first cracks in the vitamin E is always good theory for seniors came from large, well-designed studies that looked specifically at whether high-dose vitamin E supplements could prevent chronic diseases like heart disease or cancer. These studies, which involved thousands of participants over many years, started to show that not only did high-dose vitamin E not provide the expected protection, but in some cases, it seemed to increase certain risks. This was a big wake-up call for the scientific community and started raising questions about the widespread use of high-dose supplements, specifically regarding brain health. While initial theories were hopeful, large clinical trials designed to see if vitamin E could prevent cognitive decline or Alzheimer's disease in older adults were largely disappointing. Study after study failed to show a significant benefit. This was a major blow to the idea that popping a vitamin E pill was a reliable way to keep your brain sharp. It suggested that the relationship between antioxidants, oxidative stress, and brain aging was much more nuanced than initially thought, and that simply flooding the system with one type of antioxidant wasn't the magic bullet. Furthermore, these studies, while not showing brain benefits, did start to flag potential safety concerns, particularly with the higher doses commonly used in supplements. For example, some research began to suggest a possible increased risk of certain types of stroke, specifically hemorrhagic stroke, which involves bleeding in the brain. In individuals taking high-dose vitamin E, this is a significant concern, especially for older adults who may already have other risk factors for stroke. It really brought to light that taking supplements isn't always a risk-free endeavor, and that even something as familiar as vitamin E needs to be approached with caution, especially at high doses and as we age. The difference between getting your vitamin E from a handful of almonds or some spinach and taking a large, isolated dose in a capsule started to seem more important than ever. The body is designed to get nutrients from food, where they exist in balance with other vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Supplements, especially high-dose ones, bypass this natural delivery system and can sometimes create imbalances or have effects that aren't seen with food sources. This initial wave of research revealing a lack of benefit for brain health and raising early safety flags truly shifted the conversation around vitamin E supplements for seniors. Building on those initial findings that high-dose vitamin E supplements weren't showing the expected benefits for brain health and were starting to raise some safety concerns, researchers dug deeper to understand the specific risks, particularly for older adults. What they found solidified the warning about this popular vitamin, one of the most significant concerns that emerged from later, larger analyses of multiple studies was the potential link between high-dose vitamin E supplementation and an increased risk of mortality, meaning an increased risk of death from any cause. While this finding has been debated and is complex, some meta-analyses, which combine the results of many different studies, found a small but statistically significant increase in overall mortality in people taking high doses of synthetic vitamin E. This was a truly surprising and worrying finding, that something people were taking to improve their health might actually be slightly shortening their lifespan in certain circumstances. It highlighted that antioxidants in isolation, especially at high doses, don't always behave the way we expect them to based on how they work in a test tube or in food. The body is incredibly complex, and flooding it with a single nutrient can sometimes disrupt natural processes or create imbalances we don't fully understand. Beyond the general mortality signal, the specific risks for seniors became clearer. As we mentioned earlier, the concern about hemorrhagic stroke, a type of stroke caused by bleeding in the brain, gained more traction. While the evidence linking high-dose vitamin E to this specific risk isn't absolutely definitive across all studies, it's a recurring signal in some research, particularly in populations that may be more vulnerable, like older adults or those with certain underlying health conditions. Given that older adults are already at higher risk for stroke in general, adding something that might potentially increase the risk of a bleeding stroke is a serious consideration. Imagine someone diligently taking a high-dose vitamin E supplement every day, believing it's protecting their brain, unaware that they might be subtly increasing their risk of a devastating event like a hemorrhagic stroke. This is the kind of hidden danger the research started to unveil. It's not just about whether something helps, but whether it might inadvertently cause harm. Furthermore, high-dose vitamin E can interfere with other medications that are commonly taken by older adults. One significant interaction is with blood-thinning medications, such as warfarin or certain antiplatelet drugs. Vitamin E itself has a mild effect on blood clotting, and when combined with prescribed blood thinners, it can potentially increase the risk of excessive bleeding. This could range from easy bruising or nosebleeds to more dangerous internal bleeding. Think about how many seniors are on blood thinners for conditions like atrial fibrillation, a history of blood clots, or after certain surgeries. Taking a high-dose vitamin E supplement without realizing this interaction could be quite risky. This underscores the critical importance of discussing all supplements, even seemingly harmless ones, with your doctor or pharmacist, especially if you are taking any prescription medications. Your healthcare provider has the full picture of your health status and medications and can advise you on potential interactions and risks. Relying on information found online or simply assuming a vitamin is safe because it's natural or widely available isn't sufficient. particularly as we manage more health conditions and take more medications as we age. Another point of concern relates to specific health conditions. For example, some studies have suggested potential risks for individuals with diabetes or heart failure. While the reasons aren't always perfectly clear, it reinforces the idea that vitamin E supplements, especially at high doses, are not universally safe or beneficial, and their effects can depend heavily on an individual's health status. The nuance is crucial here. We're not talking about the vitamin E you get naturally from foods like almonds, spinach, or sunflower seeds. The vitamin E in food comes in various forms: tocopherols and tocotrienols, and it's absorbed and utilized by the body differently. Food sources provide moderate amounts and are part of a complex matrix of nutrients that work together. The concerns primarily revolve around high-dose supplements, which often contain only one form of vitamin E, usually alpha-tocopherol, and in amounts far exceeding what you would ever get from a normal diet. The sheer concentration and isolation of one form seem to be where the potential problems arise. It's like the difference between drinking a glass of orange juice, which has vitamin C along with other vitamins, minerals, water, and fiber, and taking a massive dose of isolated vitamin C in a pill. The effects on the body can be quite different. So, while getting adequate vitamin E from your diet is generally considered healthy and important, relying on high-dose supplements for brain health or general antioxidant protection doesn't appear to be effective and may carry risks, especially as we get older and our bodies become more sensitive to medication and supplement interactions. The research has made it increasingly clear that for seniors, the potential downsides of high-dose vitamin E supplements, including the lack of proven brain health benefits and the possible increased risks of mortality, stroke, and medication interactions, make them a questionable choice for general health or cognitive support. So, after hearing about the potential downsides of high-dose vitamin E supplements, especially for those of us over 60, you might be wondering, what should I actually do? The most important first step is to become an informed consumer of supplements. If you are currently taking a vitamin E supplement or a multivitamin that contains vitamin E, take a moment to look at the label. Check the dosage. Is it a high dose? Perhaps 400 IU international units or even more. While there isn't a single universally agreed upon threshold for what constitutes high dose in terms of risk, the studies that have raised concerns often involved doses in this range or higher. Also, note the form of vitamin E listed. Supplements often contain synthetic forms, like D-alpha-tocopherol acetate, which is different from the natural form found in foods, D-alpha-tocopherol, while both are vitamin E. Some research suggests that the synthetic form might be linked to some of the observed risks. Understanding what's actually in the bottle is empowering. The second, and perhaps most crucial step, is to have an open and honest conversation with your doctor or a trusted healthcare provider about all the supplements you are currently taking. This isn't about getting in trouble or being judged. It's about ensuring your safety and making sure your supplements are complementing, not complicating, your health plan. Tell them exactly what you're taking, including the dosage and why you're taking it. Your doctor can review the latest research, consider your individual health conditions, your other medications, and your overall diet, and help you determine if that vitamin E supplement is truly necessary or if it might pose a risk given your personal circumstances. They can advise you on whether to continue, adjust the dose, or stop taking it. Don't underestimate the value of this conversation. Healthcare providers are there to help you navigate the often confusing world of health information and products, instead of relying on high-dose supplements for brain health, which the research doesn't support and which may carry risks. A much safer and more effective approach is to focus on getting your nutrients, including vitamin E, from whole foods. Nature has packaged vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber together in perfect synergy in foods. Excellent sources of vitamin E include nuts like almonds and hazelnuts, seeds like sunflower seeds, spinach, and other leafy green vegetables, avocados, and vegetable oils like sunflower or safflower oil. By incorporating these foods into your regular diet, you get a moderate, natural dose of vitamin E along with countless other beneficial compounds that work together to support your overall health. Including your brain. This approach is not associated with the risks linked to high-dose supplements and provides broad nutritional benefits. Furthermore, remember that brain health isn't about one magic pill or one single nutrient. It's a result of a combination of healthy lifestyle habits. If your goal is to keep your mind sharp, focus on strategies that have strong scientific evidence behind them. This includes eating a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins, like the Mediterranean diet, which is consistently linked to better cognitive function. Regular physical activity is also incredibly important for brain health. It improves blood flow to the brain, reduces inflammation, and can even help with mood and sleep, all of which benefit cognitive function. Engaging in mentally stimulating activities, whether it's reading, puzzles, learning a new skill, or playing games, helps keep your brain active and build cognitive reserve. Staying socially connected is also vital, as social interaction provides mental stimulation and emotional support, both of which are protective for brain health. Prioritizing good sleep and managing stress are likewise crucial components. These lifestyle factors, taken together, provide a much more robust and evidence-based foundation for supporting brain health than relying on potentially risky high-dose supplements. In summary, while vitamin E is an essential nutrient and getting it from foods is important, high-dose vitamin E supplements may not provide the brain health benefits many hope for and could potentially increase certain risks for seniors, including interactions with medications and a possible link to stroke or increased mortality in some studies. It's a powerful reminder that when it comes to supplements, especially as we age, it's vital to be informed, question claims, and always prioritize discussing them with your doctor. Making small, consistent changes to your diet and lifestyle focusing on whole foods, exercise, mental engagement, and social connection can make a truly significant difference to your health and happiness as you get older, in ways that single supplements often cannot. It's about building a strong foundation of health through proven methods. Remember, taking control of your health information is one of the most powerful things you can do. Don't hesitate to ask questions. Do your research from reliable sources, and work together with your healthcare team. What supplements are you currently taking for brain health? Have you ever discussed your supplements with your doctor? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. It helps everyone in this community learn from each other. If you found this information helpful or surprising, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to channel name for more simple, actionable tips to help you live your best life at every age. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to your health. Keep learning, stay active, and live your best life.